Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I am the reporter of today's topic is all about challenging in teaching. So later I will discuss to you the objectives of this chapter and some of the different types of challenging in teaching. This chapter focuses on the different challenges of teachers either in local or global contexts. This starts with addressing cultural diversity, responding to the needs of special learners, handling class size, dealing with learners with various talents and intelligence, and integrating ICT in the teaching and learning process. The objectives of this chapter are the following. Challenging in teaching. So when we say challenging in teaching, dito masusubok ng isang teacher on how they deal with their learners na mayroong different culture, behavior, and how the learners live with. So these are the objectives of challenging in teaching. Analyze the challenges for teachers in addressing cultural diversity, responding to the needs of special learners, handling class size, dealing with learners with various talents and intelligence, and integrating ICT in the teaching and learning process. In this objective, kailangan maunawaan ng teacher kung papaano nila i-address ang different cultural diversity na mayroon sa kanilang mga learners at ibigay ang kanilang pangangailangan at kung papaano nila i-handle ang kanilang mga learners. It might be a large number of students or a small. At makisalamuha sa kanilang mga learners na mayroon ang teacher ng talents and intelligence at kung papaano nila gawing instrument ang ICT or the information communication technology, meaning it can be computer, laptop, smartphones, and other technology that can be used in learning process. So discuss best teaching practices on how teachers meet the different challenges they encounter and experience in school. Sa objective na ito, madidiscuss natin ang best teaching practices kung papaano ma-meet ng teacher ang different challenges na kanilang mai-encounter at mai-experience in school. These are the types of challenging in teaching. Number 1, multilingual and multicultural classrooms, children with special needs, multi-grade classes, multiple intelligence, learner-centered and constructivist teaching, brain-based education, and ICT integration. So, ang multicultural education ay isang interesting and important topic for teachers at dapat malalim na nasa puso ng isang teachers na concern siya about equity. Bakit? It is because for every learner, there is a chance having a different culture and behaviors of a student, and this is the example of equity. And of course, respect for diversity, cultural literacy. Dapat sa isang teacher, open-minded siya sa iba't ibang culture na meron ang kanyang mga learners and fair treatment for everybody in school. Of course, for every learners, maaaring may kanya-kanyang culture. Maaari din namang may fast learner and slow learner. And as I said, as a teacher, kailangan niyang maging fair treatment sa kanyang mga learners. These are several instructional strategies that can be used in addressing cultural diversity in the classroom. The following are examples of the things that can promote the cause of multicultural education. So ito yung mga several instructional strategies na maaaring gamitin ng isang teacher para ma-address niya ang cultural diversity in classroom. So these are the examples para ma-promote ng isang teacher ang multicultural education. Number 1. Content integration. Cultural practices, cultural values, history, and respect for cultural diversity can be integrated in the various contents of the subjects taught in the basic education. So it is very clear na respect the culture or practices between the teacher and the learners. Number 2. Cultural immersion. Students can be immersed in different culture. This will allow students to observe the life of other people and to have a first-hand experience of their culture and values. So, maaaring ma-involve ang isang student into different culture and maobserbaan niya kung anong meron sa iba't ibang culture at maaaring ma-experience niya ito at masubukan. Number 3. Celebrating cultural diversity. Similar to what is done in the UN month celebration and in the linggo ng wika, students can experience and enjoy different cultural dance, folk literature, music, visual arts, and costumes. So ito na as a student, nararanasan natin ang UN month celebration at linggo ng wika. And this celebration can experience every student at ma-enjoy nila ito tulad din ng dance, folk literature, cultural arts, at pagsusuot ng iba't ibang costumes. Number 4. Culture responsive pedagogy. Teachers use pedagogical methods, approaches, and techniques that respect the culture, values, mindset, and practices of learners. Number 5. Teaching local culture. Teachers will introduce local culture to students through lectures, fora, and symposia. Number 6. Using the local language and medium of instruction. Teachers need to support the implementation of the mother tongue-based multilingual education program of the Department of Education. They should help in the development of instructional materials for teaching local language and culture to the students. The Philippines is also home to various indigenous groups. The Philippine 1987 Constitution encouraged the state to provide an education that is relevant to their culture and indigenous practices of these indigenous people. So Pauline in 2013 identified several approaches that can be used to integrate indigenous knowledge in the curriculum. Number 1. Real-life story model. Indigenous knowledge is embedded in the daily life experience of young children as they grow up. They live and grow in a society where indigenous knowledge is interwoven into the lives of people. So we are know that the indigenous people ay talagang nakakaranas sila ng mga struggles. And because of that, parents or old folk serve as teachers. At ang mga lessons na pinag-aaralan nila, of course, related into values and struggles of people. At ang kanilang mga karanasan sa pag-araw-araw nilang buhay ay makikita sa kanilang literature, art, and music. Number 2. Problem-based approach. Learners are exposed to different lessons in problem solving. By doing problem-solving activities, Learners are exposed to practical situations or issues that are important to them and to their community. So ang mga learners ay exposed din sila into different problem solving activities and practical situation and mga importanteng issues na maaaring makatulong sa kanilang community. Number 3. Inviting local folks and community leaders as a resource person in school. This allows community leaders and elders to share their knowledge and wisdom to the students. So like for example, yung mga leaders na mayroon sa kanila ang knowledge na nagkakandak sila ng mga beneficial symposiums of what is right and what is wrong na maaaring may apply ng mga students into their school. Number 4. Developing instructional materials for teaching indigenous knowledge. Teachers can develop modules, worksheets, and learning kits that will help introduce local history, community values, and indigenous knowledge of the community to the learners. So, maaaring magbigay ang mga teachers into indigenous learners ng mga modules, worksheets na makakatulong kung ano ba ang meron sa isang local history like Philippines at ang mga values of community. Letter B. Teaching special education classes. So special education is an area in education that seeks to understand the nature and needs of different learners with special needs. So ito ay kung papaano maunawaan kung ano ba ang mayroong nature and needs of different learners with special needs. So as a field of study, dito matitrain ang mga teachers and other professionals na ibigay ang pangangailangan ng kanilang mga learners in terms of pedagogy. So, ang pedagogy ay method and practice of teaching and curriculum or a subjects comprising a course of study in a school or college. So, in a regular classroom, so naoobserbahan din ng ang mga students ay nakakaramdam sila o nakakaranas sila ng learning difficulties, physical disabilities, and behavioral problems and who are gifted. So sa tulong ng mga scholars and practitioners, of course, nandyan sila upang i-classify or i-arrange ang mga learners in different ways. Letter C. Teaching in multi-grade classes. So multi-grade teaching involves the teaching of students from different grade levels in one classroom. So this requires teachers to develop a skill in handling different students' behavior and in addressing their needs and interests. So dito na may involve ang teaching of students from different levels in one classroom. So dito, ide-develop ng teachers ang kanyang mga learners in the way, for example, teacher gives multiple tasks sa kanyang mga learners. So, sa pag-develop ng teachers sa kanyang mga learners ay kailangan si teacher ay expert for being facilitator of learning process and para maibigay niya ang effective lesson for their learners at upang mabigay ni teacher ang needs ng kanyang mga learners at upang makuha niya ang kanilang interest. Letter D. Teaching in a multiple intelligence classroom. So the idea of learners having multiple intelligence came from the research of renowned Harvard University professor Howard Gardner. So in 1983, Gardner published his book Frames of Mind. which presented the notion of multiple intelligence. So Gardner's theory of multiple intelligence presents a powerful notion that there are different separate human capacities. So number 1, linguistic intelligence. Ability to analyze information. For example, si teacher, nag-lecture siya into classroom. And nagpa-oral recitation siya or essay writing. So, it depends on learners on how they create products involving oral and writing language. Number 2, logical mathematical intelligence. So, ability to solve abstract problems. Number 3, spatial intelligence. So, ability to recognize and manipulate large-scale and fine-grained spatial images. Number 4, musical intelligence. So, ability to produce or, like for example, ability to play different kinds of instrument like guitar. Number 5, naturalist intelligence. So, ability upang malaman ang different types of animal or plants, weather formations that are found in natural world. Number 6, bodily kinesthetic. So for example, for this ability is a child learns to use a swing or ride a bike. Number 7, interpersonal intelligence. So, ability to recognize and understand other people. So, the last, intrapersonal intelligence. So, ito yung ability kung papaano mo maunawaan ang iyong sarili sa iyong moods, desires, motivation, and intentions. So, that's all for my report. The remaining topic will be discussed by Fatima Ismail. So, wa shukran, wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.